If you own a Quest 3S, there is a pretty good chance that you've already run into this problem. And if you haven't, well, you're lucky, but you're probably going to want to watch this anyway, because this is one of those things where knowing about it beforehand is going to save you a lot of frustration down the road. Every Quest headset except for the Quest Pro uses a 3-point head strap. 2 of those points on the head strap connect to the speaker arms on either side of the headset. And the third one connects to what I've always called the head strap retainer. It's that little plastic bar that kind of is right where your forehead sits, and it holds the top strap in place. Now on the Quest 2, this was a separate component. It was completely independent from the rest of the headset. So if it broke, it wasn't really a big deal. You could take it out and just order a replacement one and then swap it in. Super easy. But on the Quest 3, Meta moved the head strap retainer onto the frame of the headset, which made it a much harder repair, but at least there was some structure behind it. I would say it holds up reasonably well. I do see broken ones come through from time to time. But on the 3S, they took it a step further in the wrong direction. They've built the head strap retainer directly into the faceplate, and the way that it sits and the way that it's anchored, there's just like nothing behind it. It's basically just a plastic bar that floats in front of the headset, and there's no real support. All it really takes to break it is just to pull the headset off too aggressively or try to swap the head strap out, and it'll snap right off. We've seen this at Fix My Oculus literally hundreds of times. It's one of the most common repairs that we do on the 3S, and honestly, it's one of the most frustrating design decisions from Meta in a long time. Now, the cleanest fix is a full faceplate replacement. You get the headset back to factory condition, it looks like new, it works like new. That's what we usually do here, and I still think that that's probably the right call for a lot of people. But not everybody wants to do that. Some people don't want to purchase a replacement part, they just want it to work. So last night I started thinking, what if there was a way to fix this with tools you probably already have sitting around the house? And what if I could make it so that the fix actually made the retainer stronger than it was coming out of the factory? Well, I think I figured it out. And by the end of this video, you're going to be able to take something that looks like this and turn it into something that looks like this. So let me show you what I figured out. Alrighty guys, welcome back to Fix My Oculus, the channel where we fix, repair, tear down, and talk about all things VR. If you're new here, my name is Dan, and this is what I do every single week. So make sure that you hit the like button, save this video, and subscribe, because you just never know when your VR headset or controllers might break on you. Before we get into the repair real quick, I do have a giveaway running right now. It is completely free to enter. It is the glow-in-the-dark giveaway. I'm giving away a custom Quest 3 and a custom Quest 3S, so if you've been looking for a headset, you've always wanted a headset, and you want an opportunity to get a really cool one, you can just click the link in the description or check out the giveaway on fixmyoculus.com. Okay, let's get into the repair. So if you have a Quest 3S with a broken head strap retainer, it probably looks something like this. The plastic bar that should be sitting there is just kind of broken out. And now, unless you get a third-party head strap that doesn't require it, it's just kind of not as comfortable as it should be. It definitely won't work well with your OEM strap, that's for sure. But I have found a fix for this that I actually think works pretty well. This is one that I did this morning. Like I said, I was just kind of thinking about this last night and trying to figure out exactly what we could do to not just fix the problem, but make it actually stronger than it was before. And this is kind of what I came up with. This is now actually metal, and it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too far off factory for a first try here. So for this repair, you are going to need a T3 screwdriver. You're going to need something that cuts wire. You're going to need some sandpaper, a black permanent marker. I used calipers to properly measure the distance, but I should be able to get you the number that you need so that, you know, you're at least in the ballpark. You're going to need a pry tool. You're going to need some super glue. This is what I used for this job. You're going to need some baking soda, and you're going to need some wire. I found this old clothes hanger, and the gauge on it is just about perfect for what I need it to do. Most of these things are things that you should have running around the house, except for maybe the calipers, but like I said, I'm going to try and give you these numbers so that you don't really need the calipers. But I kind of wanted to show you my process anyway. So first things first, we don't want to do this with the face shield actually on the headset still. We want to take the face shield off. So I'm going to use my screwdriver with my T3 bit, and I'm going to take out the 6 screws that holds down the face shield. Now that I've got all 6 screws out, I can go ahead and take my pry tool, and I'm just going to kind of pop these clips on the side here. And then we can remove that broken face shield. I'm gonna set the headset off to the side. Now here's where the real fun begins. We're gonna take our calipers here and I'm gonna zero this out. So now that I've got my face shield off of my Quest 3S, I can go ahead and use the inner calipers to measure this gap. It's about 35 millimeters, almost on the nose. But I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in on my calipers, and you can just use a ruler if you need to. It's about 1 4/10 of an inch, just shy of that. Now that I've got my measurement, I'm gonna line up my wire here. I've got my Sharpie, and we're just gonna mark that where we need to cut. Now, I'm gonna cut right below that line. Just on the other side of it. And what we're left with is a wire that is not just a perfect fit, but it actually kind of squeezes in there a little bit. The sharp edges of that wire and the plastic kind of help hold it in place, which is great. That's what we want. Now it's super glue time, and we don't just want to have this super glued in here. That's not good enough. We need to anchor it in, basically into solid plastic. And so that's what our baking soda is for. And if you've done a lot of DIY projects or a lot of electronics repair or hobbyist kind of stuff with 3D printing or action figures, you're probably familiar with this trick. But what we're gonna do is we're going to put just a tiny bit of super glue in these cracks in here where we want our anchor points to be. Trying to fill those up basically, but not going too overboard. And then I'm going to take some baking soda and layer it on there, because that's going to take that super glue and basically turn it into plastic. But I'm not going to stop there. Once that's kind of solidified, we're going to add some more, because we really want this to be anchored down all the way around. Just trying to fill all my little gaps here. And even working my way up into this wire. Now that I've got my anchors built up and that's feeling pretty firm, I'm going to take some more super glue and I'm going to run it along this wire. You probably don't have to do this, but this gets me the final product that I want, which is basically a piece of plastic that has a wire going through it. And by doing this, we are creating layers of hardened plastic that are bonded to our original shell and to the metal core that we've put in there. Kind of starting to look like Scarface was in here. Okay, and now we have what we want, which is a piece of plastic bonded to our plastic face shield with a metal core. Now I can take my sanding paper and just start working this down. You don't have to do this step. It just looks nicer this way. Because we kind of want this to be, at least in my case, I kind of want this to look somewhat level. I want it to look more like it came out of the factory this way and less like a hack job, which is what it looks like right now. That is looking a lot better. I think it's good enough for what we're wanting to do. And then you could paint this, I suppose. I considered doing this with an airbrush for this tutorial, but I really wanted it to be like DIY user-friendly. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna use my permanent marker. And we're just gonna take our permanent marker and go over all of this new plastic that we've created. If this was just straight on the metal, it would probably look okay, but the permanent marker isn't gonna look nearly as good on the metal as it is on this new plastic shell that we've put around it. This is very dusty now. Covered in baking soda. You could sand this down more, you could get it smoother. You could paint it if you really wanted to. But again, just for the purpose of getting this done, making it structurally sound again, and just making it functional for you, I think that that's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back on our 3S. Go ahead and get our screws back in here. And now I think I just need a strap to test it. And like I keep saying, with any luck, this should actually be stronger than it was before. Just to prove a point here, that's not going anywhere. I mean, really, not going anywhere. So it should definitely work when it comes to keeping it on your head. So that's pretty much it. That's my new solution for fixing a broken head strap retainer on the Quest 3S without having to replace the full faceplate. And maybe end up with something that's better than what Meta shipped in the first place. I did spend a little bit of time thinking about this and trying to make this solution as easy and attainable as possible, because there really should just be an option out there for people who don't want to swap the full faceplate. Not that there's anything wrong with it. That is still my recommendation if you want it to look factory. But this solution works, it holds, and if you have this stuff just laying around your house right now, it's probably something you could do today. If this helped you out or you learned something new, hit the like button. It really does make a difference for us. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? We're always doing our best to make videos for you guys about how to keep your VR gear in good shape and how to fix it when it breaks. And subscribing is just an easy way to support the channel and support your future self when you need it. And if you ever have a repair that you just don't want to tackle yourself, you can always request a free shipping label right on our website, so you can send your headset or your controllers in for us to fix. We'll take a look at it for you, send you an estimate for the cost of the repairs, and get it fixed for you so that you can get back to playing VR. Whether that's something small like a head strap retainer or something big like a motherboard or a charge port or even an LCD repair. But anyway, that's really, I think, all I've got for you today, so we'll see you on the next one.